Greetings dear readers, I am back with another video. So humans usually strive to make something meaningful, something that they can leave to future generations. They strive to be better than they were before. But not today. Today we are going to strive to be very mediocre at best. We are going to strive to find tips for the most generic, the most basic, the most cliche and straightforward fantasy novel ever. Do you love fantasy with interesting plots, characters and thought out worlds? Well, forget them. Today we are going to be very generic. I have 7 tips for you how to write the most basic, the most generic and the most mediocre fantasy novel ever. And without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. The hero must never live with their parents. Your main character isn't allowed to have a stable home life. Readers have to pity your character. Get rid of the parents and put them to live somewhere else, mostly with their uncle or aunt. Or at least get rid of one parent and make the other insufferable. Or make them both insufferable. Also, that you are not allowed to make your character active. You make your character passive and quiet as possible because your readers would want to relate to him, to put themselves into their shoes. Number 2. The hero has to have a wise old mentor with a long beard. Your character isn't allowed to have another mentor or to not have a mentor at all. And it doesn't even matter whether the mentor is good or bad, whether the mentor does more harm than good or is useful at all. Your main character has to have a wise old mentor with old beard. End of story. Also, when the time is right, you have to get rid of the mentor. So the hero would have to get things done by themselves. Remember that your hero is incapable of taking matters into their own hands unless forced. Number 3. There always has to be a spoiled rich kid to make the hero look good in comparison. Rich kids aren't allowed to be decent. They have to be as mean as possible. Make your rich kids use their money and daddy's influence to make the lives of others miserable. Show the whole world how corrupt these rich people are. Next point. Your hero has to be related to someone meaningful. Is there a wise king, or a great sportsman, or a popular rock star in your novel? If yes, then your hero is obliged to be related to them. Remember that your hero isn't allowed to be their own person or to be related to a loser. The readers won't appreciate that. Number 5. Villain's goal is to take over the world just because. Okay, if you want to explain villain's actions somehow, you can simply write that he wants revenge. But you are not allowed to give your villain any other goals or even redeeming qualities. Your villain has to be as uninteresting as the main hero. Also have the main character say that the villain is strong and capable, and show the villain to be the total opposite, because the hero has to win. Number 6. The hero has to have 2 friends. 1 friend isn't enough, 3 friends are too much. 2 is the best option, and one of them has to be the opposite sex. Number 7. The last one. Use the Lord of the Rings as a guideline for writing and deprive it of everything that made it awesome in the first place. Take Lord of the Rings and twist the story so everyone could think your work is original. Tolkien paved the path for you. And lastly, when your novel is finished, expect that a European metal band to read your novel, get inspired, and write lyrics for the songs that make your novel look better than it actually is. And that's it. These are all 7 tips for writing a generic fantasy novel ever. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Goodbye.